Good evening. Just want to give you a few reminders. Please make sure at all times you're wearing your masks and that we keep 6 feet of distance between us and another group. Also, as we begin, you'll notice over here there's this banner. I'm really short. I'm trying to reach, right? You can hear me? Your teachers will stand there, and the honoree will stand, and students will come up on stage and be able to speak to their honoree who will be standing in front of the banner. And we're going to get started in just a few minutes. Thanks.
Well, welcome. A couple more real quick housemaking rules. Parents, really appreciate you showing up for this event with your child. As we still get a few in, if we would, remind you that we wear our mask, that we try to keep our 6 foot between pods. As Ms. Mosley was saying earlier, when we are announcing the kids and their honoree, our students are going to be coming up here to this podium to read the piece about their honoree. The honoree will be standing right up here in front of this step and repeat. Parents, they're going to come up in the order that they are. And so I know it's a little confusing, but the best thing for this is in the order alphabet-wise of our honorees. And so as you see your child come up, if you want to move to the end from either glass partition to take a picture more straight on, you are more than welcome to do that. Students, when you come up, this is going to be your choice. When you get here, you may lower or remove your mask to read your piece, and then when you finish, then put your mask back on. One of the big pieces is we don't want to touch anything, okay? So keep off of our mic. The mic is great. As you can see, I can stand back, and our lovely production crew will keep the mic going well. All right. So, good evening. Welcome to our 2021 Summa ceremony for these students down here. I'm Gary Kumlander, proud principal at Johnson High School, and I cannot be more proud than this moment for us to be back together for the first time in about 13 months for a big event. So welcome tonight. At this time, would everyone please stand for the posting of the colors by the Johnson JROTC and the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, arms! Center, peace! Color guard! Forward, forward!
Thank you very much. You may be seated. Thank you, Johnson JROTC Honor Guard. We appreciate you being here with us tonight. Well, members of the board, Dr. Micah, Mr. Clary, students, parents, family members, honorees, we welcome all of you to this 2021 Summa ceremony. You know, this achievement tonight is one of those great milestones for your academic career. You have represented years of dedication and hard work, most importantly, the past 4 years in high school. A lot of the things that have gotten you where you are, you developed at a younger age. Some of our honorees are from elementary school, from middle school, people that have worked with you. As students, you've taken a lifetime of learning. You've prepared yourself for this challenge of 4 years of work to get yourself ready for what's next in your life. 4 or 5 years of college, possibly masters, possibly going into the armed forces or the working world. But you are ready. After these 4 years tonight, or you're here tonight to celebrate, we are honoring 185 Summa graduates at Johnson High School. Congratulations to you. This group of 185 seniors represents 1/4 of our seniors at Johnson. And that is a group that has maintained a cumulative GPA of 100 or higher over the 4 years. This is something that anyone can do, but this 185 did do. So congratulations to you. Well done. But not only are our Summa graduates excelling academically, they are also doing many things outside of the classroom. Many of these students excel in fine arts. Many of them excel in athletics, spirit groups, UIL contests. They are well-rounded Jags. At this time, I would also like to recognize a few of our biggest supporters in Northeast. Joining us tonight from the NEISD Board of Trustees is Ms. Shannon Grona, School Board President. Ms. Sandy Huey, our School Board Secretary. Dr. Sean Micah, our Superintendent of Schools for Northeast. And Mr. Ron Clary, our Associate Superintendent of Operations. Thank you for joining us. One of my favorite quotes is one I always steal from our board president, Ms. Grona, that she likes to use when she talks. And that is from a former educator, Ms. Rita Pearson. And that is, every child deserves a champion, an adult who will never give up on them, who understands the power of connection and insists that they become the best that they can possibly be. To me, that fits with this occasion, both with your parents and other family members that are in the crowd, with the honorees you're recognizing. Everyone here is a part of your academic champion. Behind you are those that have supported and encouraged you, whether it be a mom, dad, step-parent, grandparents, aunt, uncle, sibling, someone in your family that's been there to help you, push you, and offer you guidance and direction. Summas, at this time, please give those who came out to see you tonight a round of applause. A second quote from Ms. Pearson is, "Kids don't learn from those they don't like." And if you've never seen her say that, you've missed it. And she is true. You don't learn from someone you don't like. Well, here you're talking about teachers that inspired you, someone that touched your heart, someone that you chose to recognize because of that connection and how they were instrumental in your academic success, someone you like. Please take a moment to thank all of our honorees up here for their attendance tonight. And finally, Summa grads, yourself, you have been through a remarkable past 13 months. For some of you, this might be the first event you've been to since we left 2 spring breaks ago in March 6th, 2020. You've shifted gears many times in many ways as we learn different ways to teach and you learn different ways to learn. Last year, you learned how to take an AP exam online because many of you take 2, 3, 4 AP exams as a junior. You have found a way to get back to where you started, and that's why it's so exciting to see you here. Curiosity. If you would stand, seniors, if this is your first event that you've been back either on campus or to since March of 2020. How many? If you would stand up. Oh, I know we have a few. All right, because I know a bunch I have not seen. Welcome back. It's so good to have you here. So at this time, as we start our presentation of Summa graduates, each row will follow up after one another when Ms. Hutkins calls for you. At this time, our first honoree can come up. As we continue to work through this past 13 months of COVID, we are so thrilled, parents, that we can have all of our Summas, all of our honorees, parents, family members in one ceremony. This ceremony is also live on our Johnson YouTube channel. It's being recorded where you can watch it later. I would like to thank you to our Northeast Media Productions, Mr. Jason and Carlos, for taking care of us tonight. Very much so. Thank you. Tonight, with our 185 Summa grads and 95 honorees, unfortunately, not all could make it here tonight, but some of them are joining us virtually to be able to watch. I would also like to say thank you to our counselors for being a big part of setting this up and doing all the decorating today, especially Miss Lisa Williams, Miss Patty Snyder, to be our lead here. At this time, Mr. Eric Price, our on-ramps physics teacher, will be announcing our Summa grads. As a reminder, students, if you would like to remove your mask, you may. When you come up, be sure you put it back on when it's time to leave. Your certificate will be over here, and you'll be able to pick it up as you're coming by. Congratulations to you, Summas. Let's enjoy this night.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor at this time to welcome our first Summa Cum Laude graduate. Our first graduate is Kaylee Collioni. She is honoring Ms. Margot Arnold.
Every day, Ms. Arnold made sure that her students felt welcome in her classroom. She genuinely cared for her students and encouraged everyone to reach their full potential. I'm so grateful to have had her for 2 years.
Our next Summa graduate is Olivia Lunsford. She is honoring Mr. Jay Asterman.
Mr. Asterman has been way more than just a teacher over the past 4 years. Likewise, he has taught me way more than just theater. He's taught me the importance of patience, the necessity of laughter, and most importantly, to be kind.
Also honoring Mr. Asterman tonight is Summa graduate Cole Wooster.
I can think of no greater influence on my life than Mr. Asterman. He's inspired me as a filmmaker and as a student to enjoy the craft that I've chosen to make my life going forward. I humbly thank him for his time and for his inspiration as a teacher.
Our next graduate is Ty Reasoner, and he is honoring Mr. Michael Barranco.
Coach Branco has taught me the important values of leadership, integrity, persistence, and has simply shaped me into a better man. I'm thankful that he has made me into a better athlete, but more importantly, a better person.
Thank you, Coach.
Next is Alexandra Lucero. She is honoring Mrs. Robin Belden.
Mrs. Belden has always welcomed me with an open door. She gave me immense wisdom and cultivated growth in me. Her kindness and encouragement will continue to shape me as I move on to the next chapter of my life. Thank you.
Also honoring Mrs. Belden is Laura Sullivan.
Thank you, Ms. Belden, for making me a better person. You were more than my English teacher, star tutor, and someone who made the hard topics fun. You believed in me, and for that, I will be forever grateful.
Our next Summa graduate is Thomas Davenport. He is honoring Mrs. Lynn Baudet.
Hello? Oh, okay. Ms. Baudet was the defining teacher of my school career due to her challenging yet fulfilling teaching style in my first GT classes. She inspired me to continue my current academic career.
Also honoring Ms. Baudet is Andres Guerra Galdamez.
I wanted to thank you for motivating me to want to learn more, and thank you for everything you've done inside and outside the classroom.
Also honoring Ms. Baudet is Swenny Meradia.
Mrs. Baudet helped me discover my love for math through her theoretical approach to teaching. I am so grateful for the countless hours she has spent before, during, and after school to help me excel in UIL and math counts. Thank you, Mrs. Baudet.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Michael Brand, and here to honor her is Madeline McKinney.
Mrs. Brand built the foundation for my entire academic career when I was 12. Her kindness and gigantic personality booted me out of my shell. The person I am today is a result of the confidence I developed as one of her debate and yearbook students. I am delighted to be able to honor her for the role she played in my life.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Christy Brown. Presenting her is Livia Peterson.
Miss Brown is one of those teachers you remember forever. Through her guidance, I was able to do things I didn't think I could achieve. She truly is an amazing teacher that cares about all our students, and that I can appreciate.
Miss Camacho has always been one of my favorite teachers, and not just because she's funny and sarcastic, but because she's firm, always pushing me to do my very best artwork, and very successful in doing so.
That was Maya Sepulveda. Next is Macy Metcalf, honoring Ms. Michelle Watkins.
Ms. Watkins really cares about her students beyond their grades. Debate has been my favorite class, and she really helped me to gain confidence and encouraged me to get out of my comfort zone and try new things. I'll definitely use these skills for years to come. Thank you, Ms. Watkins.
Our next honoree is Mr. Mark Cannon. Presenting her is Clarissa Castillo.
Mr. Cannon's vibrant personality and excellent humor created a welcoming classroom environment that made me look forward to English class. Not only did my essay skills improve, but I also learned how to have fun while working hard.
Also here to honor Mr. Cannon is Michelle Goins.
Mr. Cannon is an outstanding teacher who has greatly impacted me here at Johnson High School. Not only does he recognize each student as an individual, but he fully engages himself in every way possible to watch us succeed and grow. Thank you, Mr. Cannon.
Also honoring Mr. Cannon is Rukin Meradia.
Mr. Cannon has always taught me to be more confident in my abilities. He always supported me, and I know that I wouldn't be where I am without him. Thank you, Mr. Cannon, for believing in me.
Presenting our next honoree is Jacqueline Cavillo. The honoree is Mrs. Monica Caro.
In 2 years, Ms. Caro, you taught me more than just to read. You taught me how to be a kind person. You also taught me how to go through the hardest part of my life. There will always be better there will always be better moments. Thank you for believing in me.
Our next presenter is Dylan Castellanos. He is presenting Ms. Patricia Castellanos.
I chose Ms. Castellanos not just because she's my mom, but because psychology was one of my favorite classes, and her teaching it was definitely a reason for that. She also brought me lunch sometimes, so that was cool.
Our next honoree is Mr. David Christie. Here to present him is Gustavo Urbina.
Mr. Christie has always been someone that I could always talk to and go to his room to hang out in throughout my 4 years at Johnson. He always believed in my ability to succeed and pushed me to achieve more, teaching me not to stop at the sky, but to reach for the stars.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Megan Cobb. Presenting to Mrs. Cobb is Kevin Cruz.
Ms. Cobb has helped alleviate some of that ever-present corona stress by understanding and empathizing with her students. From bad puns to countless silent thumbs up to hilariously embarrassing Hamlet castings, things in the classroom have remained comfortably lighthearted.
Also presenting Mrs. Cobb is John Easley.
Mrs. Cobb let me express my creativity through writing and was very positive with her feedback towards my writing. She gave me inspiration to keep writing and to use my full creative potential.
Also here to honor Mrs. Cobb is Miguel Hernandez.
Mrs. Cobb has been a source of stability and inspiration throughout my senior year. The passion and adoration she maintains for her subject and students has made a wonderful impression on my memory and character. Thank you, Mrs. Cobb.
Also honoring Mrs. Cobb is Aubrey Kaler.
Ms. Cobb has created a learning environment that I enjoy even in a time of difficulty and distance. My senior year English class has surprisingly become my favorite class I've ever taken. I thank her for giving me a new faith in myself and my abilities.
Also here to present to Mrs. Cobb is Nita Mahasiana.
I greatly appreciate Mrs. Cobb for her kindness and positivity, inspiring me to follow my dreams and conquer any obstacles. She goes beyond her way to encourage me to persevere each day. She is someone I highly look up to.
Also presenting to Mrs. Cobb, Aria Wynn.
This year, in the midst of constant uncertainty and dismal circumstances, one place I found comfort is in Ms. Cobb's class. Through her enthusiastic messages and pum funds, Ms. Cobb creates a learning environment students can look forward to.
Also honoring Mrs. Cobb tonight is Morgan O'Brien.
Mrs. Cobb showed me what it meant to live with passion and heart even through the toughest times. For this, I thank her for her encouragement and perseverance that helped me grow exponentially throughout her English class this year.
Also presenting to Mrs. Cobb, Layla Shafee.
Ms. Cobb not only teaches well in her classroom, but she attempts to form relationships with the students. She constantly appreciates the progress and work students accomplish throughout the year. Teachers like her are the reason I enjoy learning.
Our next honoree this evening is Mr. Michael Coleman. Presenting him is Lillian Mills.
Mr. Coleman is the kind of educator that everyone needs. Motivating, insightful, and understanding. I'm so grateful to have had him as a teacher and mentor.
Our next honoree is Ms. Elisa Compton. Here to honor Mrs. Compton is Ethan Blaylock.
Ms. Compton's classroom has always encouraged me to push myself forward, and I'm proud to have been her student, and I'll use the principles that I've learned in her classroom to help me propel myself in the future.
Also honoring Mrs. Compton is Sarah Gresham.
Miss Compton is important to me because she inspired me to love chemistry. Because of her, I'm going on to a biochemistry major in college. She encouraged me to pursue what I love, and I really appreciate all that she's done for me.
Also honoring Mrs. Compton is Rhea Momin.
I have had Mrs. Compton as a teacher for 2 years, and in those 2 years, she has pushed me to be a better student and has brought up my leadership skills. She has also helped me become more interested in chemistry. Thank you, Mrs. Compton.
Here to also present to Mrs. Compton is Hinano Morita.
Mrs. Compton not only sparked my interest in chemistry, but taught me valuable life lessons. Through her positivity and enthusiasm in class, I was able to overcome many struggles and prepare myself for the next chapter of my life.
Also honoring Mrs. Compton is Deirdre Watson.
Ms. Compton is not only an amazing teacher, but also a mentor. She always helps me when I struggle, no matter the circumstances. I appreciate everything I've learned about chemistry, and I believe in myself much more because of her. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Mr. William Cunningham. Here to present Mr. Cunningham is Adia Brakefield.
While Mr. Cunningham was one of my toughest teachers, he pushed me to strive for greatness. He motivated me every day to work hard when circumstances were tough. His classes helped me to embrace challenges and discover my passion for chemistry.
Also here to present to Mr. Cunningham is Tanner Clemens.
In our 2 years, Mr. Cunningham was an excellent mentor for scholarship and for character. He taught with a passion and a scope that extended beyond just preparation for an AP exam, and he inspired me to pursue a chemistry major in college.
Our next honoree this evening is Ms. Christine Dallahan. Presenting her is Madeline Jordan.
Art history opened my eyes to a passion I never knew I had. I look at the world differently now because of what I learned from Miss Dallahan. When I came to her class, the everyday stressors of life disappeared. I learned so many things, not only about art history, but also about myself. I can't thank her enough for inspiring me and helping me to shape me to who I am today.
The next teacher honoree is Mrs. Dominique Danteau. Here to honor Mrs. Danteau is Eduardo Meza Roquebert.
My favorite part about Madame Danteau is the free-spirited nature she brought to the classroom. She was able to create a positive and relaxing atmosphere for us students while also teaching us about France and its culture.
Our next teacher honored is Mrs. Melissa Damasco. First to present her is David Benavides.
Ms. Damasco has had a big impact on my life in the sense that I was fortunate enough to have her as a teacher for 2 years in a row. And it was through her that I discovered my love for medical studies and human anatomy. So thank you, Ms. Damasco, for helping me find my path and being such a great role model.
Also here to honor Ms. Damasco tonight is Asia Lawn.
Ms. Damasco has been a constant source of inspiration for me, from her enduring optimism to her passion for medicine, and I know I will always have her as a role model to look up to.
Also presenting to Ms. Damasco is Celeste Rodriguez.
Ms. Damasco constantly encouraged me to have confidence when I speak and piqued my interest in medicine with her informational and entertaining stories of her career. With her cheerful attitude, she has inspired me to always be optimistic and kind.
The next teacher to be honored is Mr. Joe Dixon. Presenting him is Preston Payne.
Mr. Joe Dixon has been one of the wisest, kindest, and most wholehearted people that I've ever met in my entire life. He's not only helped me with knowledge to make All-State, but also just general advice to get through high school. I couldn't ask for anyone better to be my teacher, but more importantly, my friend for the past 4 years. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Bianca Edwards, and here to honor her is Megan Hennigan.
During the 2 years I had Miss Edwards, she made going to her class enjoyable. I appreciated the learning environment she provided, and I admired her enthusiasm for the class and for what she taught. Thank you, Miss Edwards.
Our next teacher honoree is Mrs. Mandy Elliott, and presenting to Mrs. Elliott is Lexi Gingras.
Miss Elliott has taught me so much about the importance of compassion and creating genuine bonds between peers. Her positive and genuine perspective towards students brightens my day, and I appreciate all she has done to prepare me for what's to come.
Our next honoree is Mr. Daniel Farias, and here to present to him is Mac Solms.
Last year I moved from Canada to here in San Antonio, and from the minute I stepped into Mr. F's English class, I experienced firsthand the unique welcoming spirit of the American people, and for that I'm truly grateful.
Our next honoree is Mr. Justin Felix. Presenting to Mr. Felix is Juliana Alfonso de Souza.
Even though I cried the first week of AP World History, Mr. Felix opened my eyes to the surrounding realities. From Chinese dynasties to Mansa Musa to current events, I became an engaged global citizen, something I'll always embrace. Thank you, Mr. Felix. I feel the burn.
Also honoring Mr. Felix is Gabriela Rivera Vega.
Mr. Felix is a teacher that goes beyond the required content so that we can better understand current events and formulate our own opinions. With personal stories, Mr. Felix has taught me life lessons to help me succeed in school and in life. Thank you.
Our next teacher to be honored is Mrs. Addie Garcia Dubrovic, and here to honor her is Taylor Jerry.
Ms. Garcia not only was dedicated to helping me achieve academic success, but she also treated me as if I was one of her own children. She has been an amazing mentor, and I will miss her so much when I go to college.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Karen George. Presenting her is Ann Waite.
Mrs. George has taught me much about orchestra. Through my practice and playing in her class, I learned self-discipline and expression. Orchestra has played a big part of my high school career, and I can thank her for that.
Our next honoree is Mr. Gordon Gassell, and here to honor him is Joshua Coleman.
I've known Coach Gazelle since I was about 6 years old when I attended a summer rec camp that Coach Gazelle ran. Despite still not totally understanding his motivational speeches, I do appreciate him as a great baseball coach. I agree with you.
Our next honoree tonight is Mr. Timothy Green. Here to present to him is Corbin Eaton.
I would like to thank Mr. Green for being an exceptional teacher and mentor to me during these chaotic years. He taught me a great deal about history and an even greater deal about life. Thank you.
Also here to honor Mr. Green is Eric Martinez.
Mr. Green always brought so much passion and life into the classroom. It gave me motivation to keep learning and keep up in my classes and to see them all in a different, more positive light.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Caroline Hagan. Here to present her is Kevin Mays.
Miss Hagan was a great teacher who always made learning fun and interesting. She was always down to have great conversations about whatever it was that day we wanted to talk about, and always made that class the best class of my day. Even though she didn't invite me to the wedding, she's still one of my favorite teachers I've ever had. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Beth Hairston. Presenting her is Kaylana Nora Limarcos.
Ms. Hairston has been and continues to be one of the most supportive people in my life. She has always expressed her love for my art and what I am passionate about. I will always look back at the great times we had together, having lots of fun with Comic Book Club.
Our next teacher honoree is Mrs. Evan Haneen. Presenting her is Jordan Anderson.
I decided to nominate Miss Haneen since I found my passion for computer science while in her class. Thank you, Miss Haneen.
Our next honoree is Ms. Jasmine Harris, and presenting Ms. Harris is Madeline McJilton.
Ms. Harris is an engaging and memorable teacher who assisted my postgraduate decision through her class. Her lectures always brought more to the discussion, and the projects were the most informational and fun of all my classes.
Our next honoree tonight is Ms. Brandy Hayes. Presenting her is Alexis Macias.
Miss Haynes is a genuine and kind person who inspires me to achieve my dreams. Her amazing sense of humor always makes me laugh. Her passion for teaching is admirable, as she does anything to help anyone succeed. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Leanne Henderson. Presenting her is Gabriel Gardado.
Miss Henderson is everything you would want in a teacher and more. She knows how to make every day a great one, just like she did for me all through sophomore and junior year. Gracias por todo.
Also here to present to Ms. Henderson is Lena Landon.
Senora Henderson taught me to appreciate Spanish through Musica Miércoles. She established a fun and energetic vibe in the classroom, although free coffee might have contributed. The one lesson I will never forget is Juanes es muy guapo.
Also presenting Mrs. Henderson is Simran Patel.
Senora Henderson has been a welcoming, energetic presence in my life since I met her. Her understanding nature, unwavering kindness, and constant encouragement has helped me grow into the person I am and taught me to have confidence in myself. Thank you.
Also presenting to Mrs. Henderson is Daniel Rojas.
Shout out to Miss Henderson for pushing me in a class I thought would be a blow-off. I'm also really grateful for the way that she helped push me in my college career, you know, helping me out with my exams and everything. What a great teacher.
Also honoring Mrs. Henderson is Mason Sparrow.
Mrs. Henderson, in the 2 years I had her Spanish class, made an impacto increíble on me and my Spanish as a Spanish speaker and as a person. I gained confidence in the language and in myself, and even studied in Spain for a summer with her support. Pura vida!
Also here to honor Mrs. Henderson is Bethany Whitaker.
I'm forever grateful for having Miss Henderson as a teacher because she has taught me to always be myself, and I truly wouldn't be who I am today without her as my role model. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Sarah Hessless. Presenting her is Layla Jackson.
Thank you so much for the support you have given me throughout my education. Ms. Hessless, you've encouraged me to be myself and kind to others. I can't tell how much I respect and admire you. Thank you so much.
Our next honoree this evening is Mr. Caleb Hood. Presenting Mr. Hood is Marcella Montufar Soria.
No teacher has been more impactful, helpful, and kinder than Dr. Hood to me. He taught me the value of words and how to write intelligently and comprehensively to express myself. He prepared me for a happy and successful future, and I am very grateful to have had him in middle school.
Our next honoree is Mr. Adam Hudson. Presenting him is Georgia Harriman.
Coach Hudson has always supported me, not only as my cross-country coach, but as my mentor, and I want to thank him for being my biggest motivator and making me feel important every day.
Our next honoree is Mr. Stephen Ide. Presenting him is Justin Garcia.
Although he was my 8th grade math teacher back in California, Mr. Ide truly inspired me all throughout high school. As an Embry-Riddle alumni and as a commercial airline pilot, Mr. Ide reinforced my love for aviation, and after all those years and between all that distance, Mr. Ide continues to motivate me to pursue my aspiration to pursue an aerospace major at the same school. Vielen Dank, Herr Ide.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Carla Jacobs, and presenting Mrs. Jacobs is Aman Lalani.
Ms. Jacobs has taught me the value of hard work and dedication by pushing me to be the best version of myself. She helped me achieve my goals and prepare for my future. I'm truly grateful for everything Ms. Jacobs has done for me. Thank you.
The next honoree is Ms. Belinda Jeffcoat, and here to present her is Amber Mosier.
Coach Jeffcoat built a relationship with me both as a student and as an athlete. She saw my potential and encouraged me to strive for what I wanted to achieve. She is a great listener and most importantly, a great friend. Thank you, Coach Jeffcoat.
Our next honoree tonight is Mrs. Bettina Jones, and presenting Mrs. Jones is Andrew Gale.
Frau Jones was the best teacher I had had in school. She teaches German, and each class period she made sure to teach us something that we could use in life even after her class. I'm glad that I took her class.
Also here to honor Mrs. Jones is Evan Slaughter.
Frau Jones has been an inspiring teacher, a wonderful instructor, and a great friend. She works tirelessly to help her students understand the material and enjoy learning. More teachers should strive to be as effective and charismatic as Frau Jones.
Our next honoree is Dr. Yuka Kato. Presenting Dr. Kato is Tristan Calderon.
Kato-sensei has been only a positive influence on my life. In Japanese class, I learned new ways of thinking outside of any I had previously encountered. And by visiting Japan, my knowledge of the world vastly increased. Thank you.
Also honoring Dr. Kato is Joanna Kim.
During my 3 years in her class, Kato-sensei has been such a kind and understanding teacher that motivated everyone to pursue our goals. Her caring and inspiring personality pushed me to improve myself. Thank you.
Also presenting to Dr. Kato is Lisa Mushtak.
Kato-sensei never failed to create a class environment in which all of her students can feel safe and motivated. She puts her heart into her work and truly believes that her students can achieve wonderful things in the future.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Desiree Cloza. Presenting to her is Peyton Kraft.
Mrs. Cloza helped me grow by inspiring me as a dancer and a pal. She helped me recognize my strengths and gain confidence and made me laugh every single day. I'm elated I get to honor her for giving me so much.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Jennifer Kale. Presenting to Mrs. Kale is Blake Converse.
Ms. Kale has always maintained a positive attitude when teaching the classroom, encouraging students to feel more comfortable and excited to learn. She went the extra mile by getting to know us all personally, allowing me to open up and become more confident. Thank you, Ms. Kale.
Also presenting to Mrs. Kale is Josephine D'Artez.
Since the first day that I entered her class, Mrs. Kale has shown continuous faith in my abilities both as a student and an individual, and for this I'm incredibly grateful.
Also here to honor Mrs. Kale is Zolly Foss.
I've never felt more comfortable than I did when I was in Ms. Kale's classroom. She created a welcoming and safe environment that fostered friendship as well as humor and taught me that there is joy in education. Thank you, Ms. Kale.
Also here to honor Mrs. Kale is Alina Ruth Garcia Huitron.
My honoree is Miss Kale because she has supported me greatly during my high school career. Her lectures encourage me to think beyond the learning material, shaping me to become a better problem solver for my future in engineering. Thank you, Ms. Kale.
Our next presenter for Mrs. Kale is Sarah Hendricks.
Mrs. Kale teaches with passion and has never failed to support me in class and outside of it. She makes every student feel at home in her classroom and has inspired me to work my hardest over the past 2 years. Thank you.
Also here to honor Mrs. Kale is Joshua Crowley.
Miss Kale is one of the greatest educators that has impacted me. Every day she pushes me to be a better version of myself. She's not only a teacher, but a mentor that prepares her students for the real world. Thank you, Miss Kale.
Our next presenter for Mrs. Kale is Nazia Lalani.
I would like to thank Mrs. Kale. She has been a wonderful guide and mentor for me. She has helped me enhance my love for math and always encouraged me to aim high and flourish in my life. Thank you.
Also honoring Mrs. Kale is Alexa Liebhart.
Being in Miss Kale's class was definitely one of the more enjoyable experiences of high school. She took the time to get to know each of us and always pushed me to achieve more than I thought I could. She showed that she cared about each student's education and our futures. I'm really grateful for the time that I was able to spend in her class.
Also here to honor Mrs. Kale is Alan Pham.
I've known Ms. Kale for 3 years now. She has only been a positive force in my life and has inspired me to do great things with my education. Our many jokes and special moments will remain forever enshrined in my memories. Thank you, Ms. Kale.
The next honoree tonight is Mr. Mark Kale. Presenting him is Cadence Kale.
These past 8 years with my trumpet instructor have been amazing. He has taught me how to approach my dreams and how to work for them. He has motivated me when the things I wanted to achieve seemed impossible. I have learned from him how to be a musician and how to be fearless on stage. He has also been at every performance I've ever participated in, even though he's kind of had to. Thank you, Dad, for shaping me into the musician and person I am today.
Our next honoree tonight is Ms. Jennifer Kramer, and presenting Ms. Kramer is Peyton Size.
Although she cannot be here today, I want to thank Ms. Kramer, my second and third grade teacher, for everything that she's done for me. She was an amazing teacher in the classroom, but she was also an amazing person and a great mentor with everything. She taught me to love how to read, from classical novels to dystopian novels, anything. She taught me to appreciate music, especially the Beatles, and she encouraged me to be strong and outgoing and stand up for myself no matter what situation I'm put through. Thank you so much, Ms. Kramer, for everything.
Our next honoree this evening is Mr. Jarrett Lippman. Presenting him is Adam Angelico.
Mr. Lippman has taught me much more than just music. His motivational speaking and never-ending determination has taught me a great deal of how to be prepared for whatever the future may throw at me.
Also honoring Mr. Lippman is Thomas Brennan.
Mr. Lippman has mentored me ever since the 8th grade and left me with a stronger sense of determination and work ethic. Without his wisdom, I would not be the man I am today, and I am forever grateful. Thank you.
Also here to present to Mr. Lippman, Catherine Chambers.
Without a doubt, Mr. Lippman has helped me grow as a musician, but what I could never anticipate was how much his guidance would push me out of my comfort zone and inspire growth in every aspect of my life. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Ashley Lockridge. Presenting to Mrs. Lockridge is Michaela Garcia.
Mrs. Lockridge treats everyone with abundant amounts of kindness and respect, and has an extraordinary belief in each and every one of her students. It was a privilege to have a teacher as passionate and inspiring as she is.
Our next presenter for Mrs. Lockridge is Smith Groft.
Ms. Lockridge's classroom was a portal exploring the anatomy of the breathing world around us. She traversed the curriculum through our lenses, instilling an interest in learning for our benefits and not just for our transcripts.
Also honoring Mrs. Lockridge is Viviana Leal.
Mrs. Lockridge's classroom was my safe space in high school. She encouraged me to be my best self and strive for my goals, no matter how big or small. I learned not only how to succeed in the classroom, but also how to thrive in all that I do.
Also honoring Mrs. Lockridge is Ria Sahota.
Every day, Mrs. Lockridge started class with a smile on her face. Her unwavering positivity has inspired me to approach difficult situations with an optimistic outlook, which I know will help foster my success in all of my future endeavors. Thank you.
The next honoree is Mr. Trevor Loomis, and presenting Mr. Loomis is Isabella Jimenez.
Coach Trevor has been my club coach for the past 4 years. He's always been there for me and always gave me great advice. So thank you, Coach Trevor, for helping me become the swimmer that I am today.
Our next honoree is Mr. Robert Lozano, and presenting Mr. Lozano is Melody Piazzi.
Mr. Lozano has taught me to be relentless in everything I do. Through his dedication to the band program, he has been a great example of hard work and perseverance. Mr. Lozano has taught me to go above and beyond expectations to reach my goals. Thank you, Mr. Lozano.
Our next honoree is Ms. Crystal Martinez, and here to honor Ms. Martinez is Diego Cabello.
Other than calculus, Ms. Martinez has taught me that it is okay to embrace my own mistakes, because in time, from learning from them, they will eventually boost my confidence. Such valuable lessons taught through humor and many stories is always one to remember for the future.
Also to honor Ms. Martinez is Annalyn Paralatisi.
Ms. Martinez is an amazing teacher who fostered my love for math. I look forward to coming to her class each and every day, and she never failed to put a smile on my face. I appreciate her kindness and passion for teaching. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Kelsey Meir, and she is presented by Ashley Belshi.
Coach Schmier has always taught me to enjoy the little things and find happiness in everything. She has taught me on and off the soccer field to be the best version of myself. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Nisha Momin, and presenting her is Anaya Punjani.
Ms. Momin has supported me and helped my personal and academic growth by sponsoring not one, but both of my clubs. She has taught me to persevere and stand up for myself as well as others. These are true and invaluable lessons that I will hold on to for years to come. Thanks, Ms. Momin.
Also presenting to Mrs. Momin is Matthew Rodriguez.
Ms. Momin brought both laughter and calm environment into her classroom. She helped me ease into each day because of her calm demeanor and her great sense of humor, making school life less stressful.
Our next honoree is Mr. Ricardo Mora, and presenting Mr. Mora is Sean Compton.
Mr. Moore's sense of humor made his class one I always looked forward to throughout the day. He was able to stay friendly and positive even during stressful days, and his class helped solidify my interest in chemistry. Thank you.
Our next honoree this evening is Ms. Laura Morrison. Presenting her is Sophie Vodach-Korea.
Ms. Morrison was the most supportive teacher that I have ever experienced, with whom I kept a connection with some 8 years later through various programs at Encino Park. Her overwhelming positivity and support was something I desperately needed at the time and will not soon forget. I cannot thank her enough for that.
Our next honoree tonight is Mr. Dan Musacchio. Presenting Mr. Musacchio is Emma Fisher.
From freshman pass-offs to bassoon club and region music, Mr. Musacchio was there. He worked patient with me on my technique and odd position in the marching band. Without his teachings, I would not be where I am today.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Erica Newman, and presenting her is Georgia Floyd.
Mrs. Newman is one of the strongest women I know, and she's an amazing role model. She has taught me to always strive to challenge myself in anything I do in life, because the hard work is worth it for the well-deserved success in the end. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Nicole Nichols. Presenting Mrs. Nichols is Navraz Rajabali.
For the 2 years I've had you, Ms. Nichols, you have made those high school years noteworthy and inspirational. Your teaching style made me look forward to entering your classroom every day. Thank you, Ms. Nichols, for everything.
Our next honoree tonight is Mrs. Leticia Noriega, and presenting Mrs. Noriega is Michael Wilt.
Mrs. Noriega has shown me to be confident in my skills and to use mistakes as a way to grow. Using these skills will help me achieve great success in life. Thank you, Mrs. Noriega.
Our next honoree is Mr. Charles Owsley. Here to honor Mr. Owsley is Nadia Fiscal.
By being in Mr. Owsley's classroom, I've learned to include my voice in my writing, which has really taught me a lot about myself. And I would also like to thank him for creating an interactive atmosphere and playing good music all the time.
The next honoree is Mrs. Tiffany Payne, and here to present her is Christina Sedlak.
Mrs. Payne influenced me to pursue biology in college due to her teaching and love for the subject. Because of her passion about cells and genetics, I found passion for biology, which I'll take throughout my career and life. Thank you, Mrs. Payne.
Next to honor Mr. Eric Price is Sanjana Kumar.
Mr. Price taught me how to approach anything thrown at me, whether it's a tough physics problem or a dull and stressful time in life. By teaching physics concepts and sharing funny stories along the way, he showed me how to make a path for myself and to look at the world from a different perspective.
Also here to present to Mr. Price is Taj Lee.
Mr. Price's physics lectures, life tips, and endless movie references have helped me become more passionate about STEM and excited to be a physics student. I'm so thankful to have had him in my corner for the past 2 years, and I feel equipped to tackle life after high school and beyond. So thank you, Mr. Price.
Also to present to Mr. Price is Ayon Prosla.
I would like to thank Mr. Price for 2 great years in his class. In his class, I was able to prepare myself for college life and learn to balance work and life. He allowed us to be free and work more independently, which prepared me for the future. He has a great personality and always makes class something to look forward to. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Ms. Flora Rodriguez. Presenting Ms. Rodriguez is David Cardenas.
Ms. Rod's class was so welcoming and always had a positive impact on my day. Besides English, she always taught me to keep a positive attitude and to never stop learning.
Also honoring Ms. Rodriguez is Andrew Glore.
Ms. Rodriguez valued my education and taught me more in order to broaden my knowledge and achieve greater results. She encourages individuality through her teaching and allows students to express themselves in the classroom, creating a more comfortable environment.
Our next honoree is Gunnery Sergeant Adam Romer, and presenting Gunnery Sergeant Romer is Nee Win.
Gunnery Sergeant Romer has made an incredible impact in my life. He always tells me, do something today that the you tomorrow will thank you for. I've taken this knowledge to heart and apply it in everything I do.
Look at you looking sharp. Thank you.
Our next honoree tonight is Mrs. Christine Rogers, and honoring Mrs. Rogers is Dylan De Hoyos.
Although Ms. Rogers was only scheduled to be my sophomore year English teacher, she's become a trusted friend and mentor. She has always been there to provide guidance and support when I needed it. She made such a great impact on my life, just as I know she will for future students of Johnson High School. Thank you, Ms. Rogers.
Also honoring Mrs. Rogers is Samuel Hall.
Ms. Rogers, I feel like I was in your class for every day for 4 years, and although I'll never probably read To Kill a Mockingbird again, you've given me like so much that I'm so grateful for, and I'll always be grateful. Gig 'em.
The next honoree tonight is Mr. Bernard Rosenberg, and here to honor Mr. Rosenberg is Robert Mullen.
Mr. Rosenberg instilled a love for music and excellence in me since the 7th grade through those magical musical moments that I will keep for the rest of my life. He never failed to bring a smile to his students' faces, and I've never met a kinder man. Thank you.
Our next honoree this evening is Dr. Kevin Rubel, and presenting Dr. Rubel is Rebecca Barone.
Dr. Rubel was not only a teacher who helped me find my passion for the business field, but he also pushed me to strive for excellence. Whether it was in his classroom or DECA, he taught me that I could always be better, but it takes hard work and dedication.
Also here to honor Dr. Rubel is Zia Cangiani.
Dr. Rubel entrusted me with leadership that has brought me experiences that I will carry with me through the rest of my journey. I am grateful for his commitment to providing opportunities for students and hope he shapes many more leaders after me. Thank you, Dr. Rubel.
Our next honoree tonight is Mrs. Kimberly Rumfelt. Here to present to Mrs. Rumfelt is Rihanna Arias.
I had Miss Rumfelt for all 3 years from my art class. Her lessons always inspired me to continue doing art outside of school, and she has helped to gain confidence in my work as well. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Lindsay Sanchez, and here to honor her is Isabel McKinley.
Coach Sanchez has always been there to support and teach me. My experiences on the court that stand out to me the most are the challenging ones that she helped me through, including this one. Above all, while being my coach, she's been my friend.
Our next honoree this evening is Mrs. Casey Sailors. Here to present Mrs. Sailors is Madison Metzi.
Madam Sailors, thank you for all you've done throughout these past 4 years. You've been a biggest mentor, counselor, and a role model as I've grown to become the person I am today. You're not only an exceptional educator, but also an individual I admire as well. Thank you.
Our next honoree this evening is Mr. Patrick Shaw, and here to present Mr. Shaw is Andy Surstia.
Mr. Shaw has made physics fun to learn. From shooting bottle rockets to making bridges and cars, I feel that I learned physics in a non-stressful environment. Thank you, Mr. Shaw.
Also presenting to Mr. Shaw is James Murphy.
Mr. Shaw has been such a great teacher. He made physics class fun and informative every day, and he inspired me to go to college.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Kristen Sylvia, and here to present to her is Ariana Thweet.
Miss Sylvia is truly one of a kind. She inspires and motivates me every single day. She's always there for me and has always believed in me, even when I couldn't believe in myself. Her passion for music is contagious, and I couldn't be more thankful to have someone so incredible like her in my life.
Our next honoree this evening is Mr. Jesse Snelson, and here to present to him is Kaylee Beach.
Coach Stelson guided me from an unsure freshman to a confident senior throughout my 4 years of high school. With the chaos and uncertainty that each new school year brings, I knew I always had my first period swim coach to talk to.
Our next honoree is Mr. Scott Stone, and here to present Coach Stone is Reese Keller.
Coach Stone was instrumental in helping me gain the confidence I needed in myself, not only as a player, but also as a person. He has guided me through the toughest times and never let me forget my importance. I hope he understands his impact on my life. Thank you, Stoney.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Courtney Tarbox. Here to present to Mrs. Tarbox, Anna Sophia Almeida Zamora.
Ms. Tarbox has been a huge help to me during my time in Johnson. She has been extremely kind and encouraging. Mrs. Tarbox has always been willing to help me and answer any and all questions I may have about school and about life.
Here to present to Mrs. Stephanie Trevino Fallon is Isabel Delphine.
Trevi has taught me to be my very best, not only in a dance studio, but in day-to-day life. She has taught me so many valuable lessons that I will carry with me as I grow up. She picks me up when I fall and is there to cheer me on at the finish line. She is the epitome of a perfect mentor and role model. Thank you for everything, Trevi.
Also presenting to Mrs. Trevino Fallon is Zoe Massa.
Trevi has taught me everything I know about dance. She instilled me with confidence, providing me with endless opportunities to grow in and out of the studio. Thank you for always believing in me, even when I couldn't do toe touches.
Also presenting to Mrs. Trevino Fallon is Emily Miller.
Coach Trevino has taught me work ethic, discipline, and has always pushed me to reach my fullest potential. Her passion for dance and the dancers on her team inspired me to be the person that I am today. Thank you, Trevi.
Also here to honor Mrs. Trevino Fallon is Evelyn Smith.
How to dance through life for Mrs. Trevino. Be confident in your abilities. Push limits. Focus on the small things. Smile. Hold your head up high. Lead by example. Ground yourself. Put family first. And never take any chance to dance for granted. Thank you, Trevi, for teaching me these lessons and countless more, and for being the most selfless and inspirational mentor for the past 4 years. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Dr. Carrie Turner Gray, and here to present to Dr. Turner Gray is Thomas Furlow.
During my 4 years of high school, Dr. Turner Gray has made a profound impact on my life as a student and as a friend. She held our work to a very high standard and taught us to take pride in what we do to ensure success. She made it her responsibility to go out of her way and make us feel comfortable in her classroom, and if we needed someone to talk to, she was always there to help. Johnson wouldn't have been the same without your guidance and selflessness. Thank you.
Also here to present to Dr. Turner Gray is Larissa Husky.
Dr. Turner Gray has helped me prepare for my future. She encouraged me to get involved in school and community activities. I know her example and teachings will help me become a successful businesswoman. Thank you, TG.
And also to present to Dr. Turner Gray is Amina Rose.
I've known Dr. Carrie Turner Gray for more than 4 years. She has not only mentored me in FBLA and Key Club, but also in all aspects of my high school career. I'm so thankful to have TG in my life.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Wendy Vadak-Coria, and here to present her is Samantha Pecorelli.
Miss V was my 8th grade English teacher, and I always thought she was a rock star. Over the years, I've enjoyed her presence, humor, support, and compassion. Miss V, you have always felt like family, and I'm so grateful and honored to have been your student.
Our next honoree this evening is Ms. Brenda Vanek, and here to present Ms. Vanek is Rebecca Gresham.
I want to thank Ms. Vanyek for being such a great calculus teacher and giving me an amazing foundation in calculus. I'll never forget how to do chain roll with the inside chocolate or product roll with 1D2 plus 2D1.
The next honoree tonight is Mr. Lance Vichinsky, and here to present to him is Brian Doan.
More than a teacher, Mr. Vichinsky was a mentor. He taught me perseverance, the importance of please and thank you, and how much the little things matter. Whenever I am lost, I remember family, faith, and kindness, always with me in spirit. Thank you, Mr. V.
Our next honoree is Mr. Oscar Velasquez. Here to present to Mr. Velasquez is Caitlin Alvarado.
Mr. V made biology come to life. His class was something to look forward to every day. He made an effort to get to know me, and Mr. V is one of the best teachers I've ever had.
Also presenting to Mr. Velasquez is Lauren Dykey.
Mr. Velasquez was one of the best teachers and mentors I've ever had. He always made biology class exciting and overall inspired me to pursue a biology degree in my next 4 years of college.
The next honoree tonight is Ms. Christy Vick, and presenting Ms. Vick is Jasmine Hunter.
Senora Vick is an incredible teacher, and I thoroughly enjoyed her class. She brought all aspects of the Hispanic cultures into our class, not just the Spanish. Being in her class was a reminder for me to follow my passions.
Our next honoree tonight is Mrs. Renea Canales. Here to honor Ms. Canales is Maybury Bowling.
Mrs. Canales always encouraged me to do my best. She created a safe space where I felt I could be myself and taught me the importance of believing in myself in order to reach my goals. Thank you.
Also here to honor Mrs. Canales is Keith Gerard de Jesus.
Mrs. Canales has always welcomed me into her classroom and guided me all throughout my high school journey. She has played a big role in my motivation and made sure I was enjoying tough days while staying on the right path.
Also here to present to Mrs. Canales is Macy Draw.
Ms. Canales always reminds me of the potential I possess as a student, and she's truly a compassionate teacher and cares about all of her students' success inside and outside of school. Thank you, Ms. Canales.
Also presenting to Mrs. Canales is Haley Hernandez.
Over the past 4 years, Ms. Canales has become my biggest role model, and because of her, I want to be a teacher when I grow up and hope I can be half the person and teacher that she is today. Thank you, Ms. Canales.
Also here to honor Mrs. Canales is Mitchell Iden.
Thank you, Ms. Canales, for helping me become a critical thinker and better writer. You motivated me to turn dreaded assignments into thoughtful expression. These skills will help me find success in college and all aspects of life.
Also honoring Mrs. Canales is Aiden Townsend.
When I was younger, I dreaded writing and drawing, and while Ms. Canales knows my horses still look like aliens, she was able to compassionately teach me that the subject is only good as the teacher, and this teacher is the best of the best.
Also presenting to Ms. Canales tonight is Joshua Tucker.
Ms. Canales deserves praise and recognition for her strong dedication, hard work, and positive influence on her students. Ms. Canales shaped greatness in me more than I can imagine. Thank you, Ms. Canales, for having such a great impact in my life, most especially with my education.
Also presenting to Mrs. Canales is Ashley Ray.
Mrs. Canales, thank you for making such an impact on my life. You taught me always to pursue my goals, to not be afraid of taking chances, and believe in myself.
Our next honoree is Mr. Eric Wetmore, and presenting to Mr. Wetmore is Matthew Scogna.
I would like to thank Mr. Wetmore for pushing me to become the best person I could be. I'd like to also thank him for being not only a better person, but becoming a better man. Thank you, Mr. Wetmore.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Julia Whitfield, and presenting to Mrs. Whitfield is Aisha Habib.
Thank you, Ms. Whitfield, for seeing the potential in my writing in me when I didn't. You were instrumental in transforming the minor spark that appeared in my work to a vicious flame of passion. Thank you.
Also presenting to Mrs. Whitfield is Nakiba Momin.
Ms. Whitfield has always inspired us with our stories and always made us improve with the littlest thing. You have been so open-minded with our ideas, and I'm really glad that you were my seminar teacher and appreciate what you have done for us.
Also here to honor Mrs. Whitfield is Nath Mukherjee.
Ms. Whitfield is an English teacher that commands respect in her classroom, but perhaps more importantly, she reciprocates that respect back to her students. Thank you, Ms. Whitfield.
Also presenting to Mrs. Whitfield is Nath Mukherjee.
Ms. Whitfield is an English teacher that commands respect in her classroom, but perhaps more importantly, she reciprocates that respect back to her students. She helped show me, along with countless others, that despite my age, my voice matters, and that we can be the change that we want to see in the world.
Also here presenting to Mrs. Whitfield is Mariana Suarez Martinez.
Our conversations in Miss Whitfield's class on societal grievances will live rent-free in my mind for several years to come. Her encouragement to breathe and stay sane in my day-to-day life is a cool refresher in my already stressful schedule. Even now, the mantra of nihilism, nihilism, nihilism is keeping me staying sane while talking to all of you. She is truly an amazing individual, and out of the billions of people that I could have met in this earth, I'm so glad that I met you.
Also here to present to Mrs. Whitfield is Chloe Urbis-Tondo.
Throughout 2 consecutive years of my high school career in both AP Research and AP Seminar, Mrs. Whitfield has guided me not only academically but mentally as well. I'm forever grateful for her abundance of knowledge and kindness towards me and my fellow peers.
Our next honoree this evening is Ms. Dana Williams. Presenting to Ms. Williams is Alondra Castillo.
Miss Williams has shown me, through her kindness and ability to see the best in others, that it is possible to believe in myself. I admire her ability to give hope as well as to make everyone feel her warmth. That is something that has lingered even when I was no longer her student. I thank her for her guidance and all she has taught me.
Also here to honor Ms. Williams is Liam Stegman.
You guided me through the dark until I could light my own path. Thank you for being the spark that made it all possible. Thank you, Ms. Williams.
Here to honor Mr. Ryan Williams is Salma Kadir.
Mr. Williams has been a fun and amazing teacher ever since I first came to Johnson. He taught me to bare my heart to the world without fear of the consequences. He also taught me to listen to anyone who's willing to learn.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Kristen Wilson, and presenting to Mrs. Wilson is Sophia Medina.
Miss Wilson gave me a brand new passion for science and all things medicine related. Her classes were my favorite to attend, and they have encouraged me to study pathology in the future. She was a great teacher and really helped me to learn so much about the human body and microbiology. Thank you, Miss Wilson.
Our next honoree tonight is Mrs. Christina Wood, and here to honor Mrs. Wood is Jason Zagrecki.
I'm honoring Mrs. Wood, my 4th and 5th grade teacher. She always brought a smile to my face and inspired me to do my best. Thank you, Mrs. Wood.
Our next honoree tonight is Mrs. Shannon Wiley. Here to present to Mrs. Wiley, Amelia Atkins.
4 years ago, I joined Johnson Cheer, and now I'm a different person because of it. Coach Wiley granted me lifelong friendships and memories. I only spent 3 years with her, but will be thanking her forever. Thank you, Wiley.
Also here to present to Mrs. Wiley is Christiana Lambert.
Coach Wiley helped mold me into the person I am today. She trusted and believed in me even whenever I didn't do so myself. She was not just a coach, she was a mentor, a role model, and much more. I'm so thankful for the time I've gotten to spend with Coach Wiley. She has prepared me for my future, and I wouldn't be here today without her. Thank you, Coach Wiley.
And our next honoree is Ms. Dorothy Yan. Here to present Ms. Yan is Sophia Angeline Lewanis.
Miss Yan has instilled in me my love for music and has pushed me to be the best musician I can be. She has taught me the importance of hard work and never giving up. She has also shown me that talent isn't everything. What matters is the work you put in and how much you care about what you do. Most importantly, she has helped me gain confidence in myself and see the potential I have in playing the piano. Thank you so much, Ms. Dorothy.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we get one more round of applause for our 2021 Summa graduates and their honorees?
Thank you, Mr. Price. It's always good to have him back in here talking. So think about it, seniors. 4 short years ago, you started at Claudia Taylor Johnson High School. For a handful of you, you moved in over the last few years to join us. You've done some amazing things. You've helped set the bar high. You've created some traditions of your own. But the biggest thing is you've overcome something that no one else can really say to go through their senior year through what we've done. And you've made it work. And you've been very, very successful at it. Once again, congratulations to you, Summas. Well done. One of the things we look forward to is seeing you come back in a few years down the road to tell us how things are going. But what we know is that you'll continue to do what we talk about, and that is not to equal, but to excel. Wherever your path takes you, be the best that you can be. So congratulations to you. We are super proud of what you have done. One more time. Students, we're getting ready to dismiss. Parents, make sure, students, that you've grabbed everything before you leave. Students, we will dismiss one row at a time from the back. Yeah, you up front, you got to hang on a little bit longer. But we're going to work your way out. You'll be heading out those 2 back exits. We have a little surprise for you back there as you head out. So wait till the counselors get to your side. Parents, thank you for coming. You may go out any exit, and please meet your senior outside. It's been a great night. Have a safe trip home. Thank you. Last row.